Simadonna, Simadonna. I'm taking over for the DJ tonight. I'm gonna be your entertainment. My future brother-in-law and my brother talked me into doing it shirtless. I'm sorry, Carmen. I had a tank top, but this just seems so much more appropriate for your fancy wedding. So I'm gonna do a little song that I wrote. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the Beastie Boys, but I rewrote the words to Paul Revere because when Carmen got engaged, I was like, I have to write a song because I've written songs in the past about things, about other things. And I was like, oh my God, Paul Revere, it starts off with, here's a little story I got to tell about three bad brothers, you know, so well, that's us. But we also have a sister. So I accommodated, and you guys are gonna hear it. DJ, whenever you're ready, just make sure we start from the beginning, please. Here's a little story I got to tell about three bad brothers and a sister you know so well. It started way back in history when Mike met Rosa in 1983. Mike had a Harley that he liked to ride. He yelled to Rosa, let's go for a drive. Then they got married in 1985. And in 1987, Michael Raymond arrived. One lonely L. Beans IB. For 22 months, it was only me. In 1989, Carmen came with a splat with a full head of hair like a welcome mat. Hanging with the ladies, we all thought he was gay. But as it turns out, he just wanted to play. This ain't so bad, I feel good. He always had a story that sounded well rehearsed. You have a beautiful smile, can I go through your purse? The ladies all loved him, they just had to hug him. His smile shined, his hair was thick, and then came my sissy Nick. The year was 93, and she had no pee-pee. We all thought they were dumb, but Anthony was the one. In 1997, here came his big head, and you know he loves balls, just like he always said. Yeah, Carmen was stuck like pickle in the middle, but his light shined through while I got beat with a paddle. You just couldn't hate him. Everyone loved him. He wanted to be president. Or wait, or was it Harvey Dent? When we were out together, we had a smile, I had a grin. When he was kissing ass, all I could do was sin. We're gonna round it out. Now, Carm got the charm and I got screwed. Anthony and Nick were pretty screwed too. He was always flamboyant and a little bit flashy, and on a bad day he can be pretty sassy. One day he came to me with a mutter. Biage was after me for what I did to his daughter. I did it like this, I did it like that, I did it with a wiffle ball bat. So I'm on the run, Athena's got a gun, and Mike, all you wanna do is go and have some fun. I said, I'll take the mom and you take the dad. Can I marry Gabriella? Then they were glad. Carmen Albino, or wait, is a gallo. He's a spitting image of his beloved Biagio. People always think Carmen's from Italia because he speaks broken English and he always says menage. Carmen and Gabby are a perfect team. She goes out to party and he stays home to clean. Carmen says, hey Mike, this ain't funny. We're both tired and the Dow took my money. Pulls out Prosecco, aims it at the sky, gives it a shake and the Negronis fly. We all took a sip and we dropped to the floor cause it tasted like the neck of an old French whore. I said, I'm Mike A and I get respect. Coors Banquet and Labatt are what I expect. He calls me a chooch with horrible taste, so I settle for some wine and I slapped him in the face. Gluten-free pasta and tiramisu, contradictory to me. How about you? You may not agree, but it's easy to see they're meant for each other and he's smarter than me. All right, so I don't want to be too long, but I do have something like serious to say. I guess I'll just keep my shirt on.
Shirt on.
Hold on. There's a Chippendale show in room 913 at about 1:30 in the morning. If you want to stop by, I got music. All right, I'm gonna try and make it short, but you guys have your dinner, so I don't feel so bad. So keep eating. You don't even have to pay attention. I just have some things I want to say. All right, so I want to start with a little bit of background on our family and the events that have happened in the last year and a half, 2 years, because they're very important to my relationship with Carmen and Gabriella, okay? So our family has always been very close, but we became much closer and involved on December 11, 2016. Carmen, me, and Nicolina, we all had big news for the family. Nicolina found out that she had lymphoma in her lungs, which is cancer. Carmen said he was proposing to Gabriella, and I made a couple announcements. That's the way it goes. Now, Nicolina is clear of cancer. Carmen and Gabriella, yes. Raise the roof. Nicolina's healthy, and she's shining, and she's getting married next year, too. Anyone who didn't know, she's getting married to this guy, Ava's godfather, Andy, right here, okay? Carmen and Gabriella are now married, and I'm still going through it, but I have the best support system in the entire world. And I'm not just saying that. You have no idea how awesome my family is until you really need them. And Gabriella's family too. They have immediately become one. Okay, and every one of my family, my parents, siblings, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone has been at my side every step of the way with love and support. And Gabriella and Andy, Nicolina's fiance, they were the non-family members that really proved their love and dedication to our family during that hard time for us, and have become very special to me personally because there's a lot of things happening all at once. And Andy is Ava's godfather because him and Nicolina had been on and off for a long time, and they're together, for the last 5 years, and now they're engaged. Gabriella was still fresh to the family, so I couldn't make the call at the time, but she was immediately a sister to me. So every time I look at, think about, or hear my daughter Ava, and I'm not kidding you, I see Andy and Gabriella in everything she does, everything she says, and even I don't know how, but she looks like them. And I don't know if it's just my eyes, but that is how I see Ava, is Andy and Gabriella, because everything happened for a reason, okay? And now this isn't about me though. This is about Carmen and Gabriella, okay? Carmen's a pain in the ass. I mean, I'm sorry. If he skips a workout or forgets his dog food and seaweed combo that he eats for breakfast, then he has a constant panic attack at work and he can't even remember how to make pizza sauce. And that's something that's embedded in albino the day you're born, okay? And God forbid someone at work makes a mistake, because then he talks to them like they're a 4-year-old who just pissed their pants in class. And he's like, yeah, honey, next time you should clean my counter in a clockwise motion rather than counterclockwise, because I just really prefer those swirls. Yeah, thanks so much. So why don't you be a doll and go fetch me a cappuccino or something, okay? Now, when I get mad at somebody, which I actually get in trouble for getting mad too much, I start screaming and veins pop out of my face and turn red. And then everyone knows that I'm angry, but I always say please and thank you, so that makes it okay. He doesn't say please or thank you, so I don't know where he came from. Carmen can also fold, Anthony mentioned this, Carmen can fold his body in half, and he can lick his toes, okay? And he can do pull-ups and hold his body perpendicular to the ground, stick his legs parallel to the ground, his body's perpendicular like an L, and do what we call the windshield wiper. And Richard Simmons would, if he was around, that guy's afro would deflate watching you work out. Okay, it's insane. But other than that, Carmen's your typical 75-year-old Italian man. He sips on espresso all day long, and he speaks Italian to people who don't know Italian. And then when he wants a drink, he pours himself a glass of our finest homemade vino, or he mixes up a Negroni and lets his inner child shine like a star. Now, when it comes to eating, he has a strict diet of all natural seeds, roots of plants, and kibbles and bits, because you never know when he'll need his routine colonoscopy just to make sure he stays regular. Now, Gabriella's life greatly complements Carmen's too. She enjoys eating salads and various vegetables, and she has Carmen trained to saute her a tasty treat every other Tuesday at 4 p.m. So her dinner's ready and waiting when she gets to work to help my mom with the payroll. It's very cute. But if Carmen isn't cooking, she'll whip up a great meal made from scratch that looks like something you would see on the Food Network. Okay, and like I said in the song, she loves, yes, no, she's an amazing cook. Okay, I was immediately enthralled with Gabriella. And she loves to use gluten-free pasta, and she always comes out phenomenal when she prepares it. But what really gets me is when it comes to dessert, they don't hold back. It's not healthy anymore. It's like, let's have an extra healthy dinner so we can have like 10 times as much dessert. Okay, Gabriella makes delectable treats that everyone loves, such as tiramisu, and Carmen sits in the corner by himself and polishes off a half-gallon of ice cream, you know, thinking that nobody sees him like a little kid. Him and Ava, they hang out together. All right, I'm gonna try to wrap it up just a little more. The day that I knew Carmen and Gabriella were meant for each other, they had an amazing bond, and they were truly a great team. They had our two families over for a cookout in August of last year to celebrate Biagio and Gianna's birthdays. The two of them tag teamed the kitchen like I had always hoped that I would, okay? And they were preparing, cooking, drinking, and conversing side by side and working together to entertain their guests. The antipasto was attractive, unique, and tasty. And the dinner and dessert were, per usual, nothing short of a 10. And I was so impressed, and I was actually jealous, okay? And I made a point to tell them at the dinner how amazing everything was, and how I saw what a great team they were, and how people can work together and make things happen. And that day has stuck in my mind ever since. And I'm very proud of Carmen for finding someone who, along with her family, complements him and our family so perfectly. Gabriella has embraced all of us as her own, and I feel that we have done the same with her. And they have brought all of us together here today. And for that, I thank them for all the new friendships and family I have gained. Now, this is the last thing. Love, respect, and communication. I tell this to everybody. With proper use of these three things, you can conquer the world, but without them, you will surely fail. In my opinion, they are the roots of every marriage, and some people are better at them than others, but everything we do stems from these three things. So please love each other every day like your wedding day, and respect one another like you owe each other your lives, and begin and end every day with a heartfelt and honest conversation. It doesn't have to be long, it just has to be, okay? And so let us continue the celebration of Carmen and Gabriella and dance the night away like a bunch of crazy Greek Italians. And just to cover all the bases, congratulations, cheers, ha salud, a mazel tov, it's Shindani, and don't forget, Opa!